Welcome, School of Fab Code 806. I'm Alan, and we're working on a 58 F100. If you guys been following, you know it's just a struggle, constant back and forth. Made a lot of mistakes, did a lot of stuff right. Either way, we're trekking through it, we're pushing through it, and I'm sure more things will come up. I can see one already. Anyways, I'm gonna keep on. Last video, I said I would show y'all how I bent this with the English wheel because it's got a slight curve on there. So first, I'm gonna get my pattern and I wanna make sure that I'm facing the right direction. So it's gonna go this way. It's not gonna go this way, the way, you know, I did the left-hand side. When I do the right-hand side, basically just flip that flap over and I know that is my right side. So when I put it on my sheet metal, I know that this mark is where I'm gonna bend down and fold. So, all right, let's go get on this English wheel, see if we can get this thing bent. Here we go, get our piece, stick it in the machine. Now just have it touching. I don't have really any pressure, it barely touched. I'm gonna leave it there. I want to put this in. There we go. There it is. Basically, just follow that line. And as I follow the line, I'm just going to press down on this. And it'll eventually start making a hard line, which will become my bend. Back through, back through. So pretty much what the line I'm trying to follow is the black line, and I'm trying to let it disappear behind the wheel right underneath the bolt head. So you start to see the curve. I'll come over here and test it out. I know it needs more, but I'll test it out real quick, make sure I'm going in the right direction. There we go. Now that looks a whole lot better to me. I don't know what it looks like to y'all, but I'm a pretty happy camper with that. So I'm gonna bend it a little bit more on the English wheel, come in here, trim it, and shoot, start tacking this thing on. It looks pretty solid all the way around, so I'm gonna stick with that for sure. I'll clamp all this down and just weld it really good. Cool. Okay, now you see I'm putting all the pressure down, just rolling it back and forth. Now as long as your lip is small, I'm talking about this lip here, you can bend a 90, you can bend, shoot, you could bend a circle probably. I've never tried it, but also have a shrinker and a stretcher that works great also, which I prefer. Okay, so like I said here before, it's got a dip here, so I may have to put a dip in my piece, which I don't mind at all, as long as it all sits nice. That's all I care about. Yeah, I think all this, I'm just gonna have to work it, get it to come in, especially here. Let me mark it, see if I can go ahead and make that some more markings on my piece. So that's where I want it. And a couple witness marks. I'm going to trim it right here. Okay, the bottom line I just marked, that lets me know that I can spot weld all here on this area, and there will be no issues with my spot welding. So, and this mark here tells me that I'm going to trim this and my welds will be here. And all this will be cut out. So I'm liking it. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go ahead and drill my holes first. Prep my metal. That's what they call it. When they say, hey, prep your metal, it's basically get all your holes done, get it ready to cleco in place and start spot welding. Okay, so right here where I marked it is where it dipped in a little bit. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of a dip to my shaping bag, and I'll put it as flat as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm gonna end up pushing it down anyways and making sure that it stays, you know, flat up against the floor. So, but that'll give me a start. That'll give me a good start. So. Now here, I know it's gonna go here, right there. Line my stuff up. It's not bad window too high on this one, but I could work with it. Yeah, there's one. Oops. Lighting malfunction. I don't know how that was. Okay. So one, push this up to there. All right, let me get my hammer. So you see, as I drill through, put my cleco in and I tap it down, you see how flat it's starting to sit. And if y'all notice that this one is looking better than the first one, is because sometimes in this situation, your second one is always going to be better when you do something for the first time. In some cases. In other cases, you get beginner's luck. You make the first one, comes out really nice, and then the challenge becomes trying to make another just like it. So, but in our case, we can clearly see this side is going to look way nicer, which is cool me. Got this tacked in, kind of fugly. It'll get grinded off. Inside, I still have to spot weld into the A-pillar. I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to go ahead and make my other piece down here since I'm here. I found me the scrap piece from the front laying conveniently right next to me. So, to box this piece off, I'm kind of gonna roughly mark it. Oops, I didn't mean to cut it with my nail, but I did, so. And then I don't need to go that far in. Maybe here, for starters. Actually, I got my Sharpie. I've got my Sharpie right here. My handy Sharpie. So I know I'm gonna cut it there, and then right here I'm gonna come through and cut it right here because it gets skinny and then it widens up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it get wide a little bit. It doesn't matter, just so I've got some meat to weld onto. Or I might just have to weld on this because there's a big hole right here. So I'll just keep it skinny the way it was. Come down just a little bit more. Sweet. Before I do all that, I'm gonna go ahead and add about 1 inch to the inside. Cut it here. So if I move this 1 inch, I've got to move this 1 inch. I may not even have to move that at all once I put my inch in there so I can fold it. So I'll whack that off. I'll mark me 1 inch right here. That's where I'll bend it. And then I'll cut it. That way I'm able to fold it. And let me try it like that. Actually, I could try it right here. I've got scissors. Right here. And I'm just gonna take me a wild guess at 1 inch because I don't want to get up and walk to the table and get it all done. Whatever. Scissors. Ooh, I hope we get snow cones today. Okay, so you see how I bent it, slice it there, so whenever I bend it, it's gonna go right in there. So let's try it one more time. And it looks like it just might work. All right. Now to put it in my brake, my Harbor Freight brake. Look at that, didn't move. And it bent perfectly right here. Now this, I'm just trimming my piece. So this has to fold up that way. Oh, this might have to go all the way. So in trimming, you really want this to fit super, super nice. The better this fits, the easier and better your sheet metal is gonna fit. Sometimes it depends what I'm working on. I kind of rough it in, and then once I start welding it on there, I'm able to manipulate it and get what I need out of it. Not necessarily gonna say it happens every time, but it works. Alright. So I'm trimming all of this, and eventually I will find exactly what I'm looking for. So far, so good. And if that looks good to y'all, that definitely looks good to me. And I'm in here and I'm covered. So, in all this, I could just bend it because it's not that much of a bend. And we'll have to kind of break it right here, make this either very sharp right here, or I don't know, I'll figure that out as I make my piece. Alright, so now transfer to sheet metal. See my cover? There it is. Get my goggles. I need to keep a pair here and a pair there. Or even my shield. There we go, even better. All right, bent it, cut it, folded it. Let's see. And I guess all there's left to do is test fit it. All right, quick tip real quick. You see my piece and it looks okay, right? Not too bad. But you see all my corners are just sharp, pointy corners. So just a little trick I'm gonna show y'all real fast. Make it look like a professional did it. So all you do is round your corners. All right, so you see it now. It looks very professional, and all we did was round the corners. All right, man, quick laugh. We're sitting there, we're welding our floors up, we put our rockers in, we're working on the firewall, closing up all the gaps. Happen to look down, what do I see? Yep, the emergency brake. Doesn't fit anywhere. I was supposed to like put it up there first and then put my stuff in there. I didn't do it, so next thing, I guess we're just gonna have to release it from under the cab. There's like a chain link down there. Pretty easy. You just pull on the cable, vice grip one side, pull on the other cable, vice grip the other side, and then you got to just wiggle them little things out. It's like an old necklace, a little chain link. It's a little bit hard, but once it pops loose, it's out, no problem. I'll come in through the top, back to the bottom, we'll loop it back in, and we're good to go. All right, so we're gonna disconnect it from right here. Little hack I learned, Webb Wheeler, I think was his name, teaching us easier ways to not stress. So let's try it, see if it works. You get a regular hose clamp, you put it over this little dilly. I don't have the tool for it, so let's see if this works. Well, not yet. Maybe I put it too far out. Let me see. Ah, look at that. It worked. Super cool. Thank you, Interweb. All right, so now here we are. All I'm going to do basically is I'm going to cut out little pieces and kind of attach my floor to the body. Once I get the floor and the body, you know, weld it together, then later on I'll come in with one big solid plate. I'm going to double plate it because I'm having to do it with 20 gauge. So, I mean, it is what it is. It'll be strong. I'm not worried about it, especially with all the bracing that's going in it. And you know, that's how front wheel drive cars are made anyways. It's just skin over skin over skin. So you do that enough times, put some bends in there, it'll be strong. All right, so now I've got it all level. We're supposed to be, I'm gonna go ahead and follow these lines, and I'm gonna use them as witness lines, witness marks. And basically, all I really wanna know is, did the cab move when I cut the welds? So this will tell me, you know, if it moved or not. Hopefully it didn't, because then we'll have to skip the next step and have to back step one just to get it back lined up again. But it's what we do. So here we go. Let's cut. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, I'm getting caught on the fender. There we go. Nice. Look at this. Goes back. Everything stayed lined up. So it's exactly what we wanted to see. That is a good day today. Wowzers. Look at the mess I have in there. Now that I've got the door open and it opens up so good, I'm super happy right now. I'm gonna start finishing up this floor the way I've got it patched. And then, like I said, I'm gonna do it like this first. Once I have it down like this, I'm gonna put bigger plates, because I'm gonna probably roll a bead in there. That way it'll be super strong, and it'll be nicer to have like controlled spot welds, and just make it look kind of nice. Because, you know, you're going to see it when you open the door. Maybe, unless we just bed line the whole thing, which we might do. So, anyways, I'm going to follow this line right here. This other piece of metal I put. And right here, I let it overhang a little bit because I wasn't sure what I was doing. But now that I'm 100% exactly knowing what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and step in and get it done. So all right, we're on this side now. I'm gonna let y'all look too. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these welds off, and y'all let me know if y'all see it move. We'll be able to know if it moved or not. But I'm hoping it was like the passenger side and don't move. As you can see, how much the door fell. It was up here and it fell to here. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift it back up with the jack. I'll re-tack it, and then I guess I'll do some more welding on the inside. There wasn't as much, yeah, there's no kind of flooring on this side. So I kind of just chanced it and it didn't work, so no big deal. Time to do the old jack trick. Okay, so I like to set my jack and stuff back here in the back, because with the 2x4, because that's where the hinges are at. So if that's up where we're supposed to be, oh, a little too much, then we come down. Let me try that. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna stick with that. And I'm gonna go ahead and tack it right there where it's at, back in place, and then go back in and finish my floors. My stinger. Oh shit. All right. All right, my peeps. So it's gonna be it for today. Y'all seen what I did to the other side of the floor? I just kind of patched it in. I'm gonna do the same to this side. I really want to focus more on the bigger panels, because we're going to bead roll them, make them look kind of nice, set them in there, spot weld them in there, and just try to make it look kind of natural like they went there. From there, we'll be able to cut this door open again. This time, hopefully it opens. And when it does, we'll finish out our rocker. We'll go ahead and go all the way down and finish them out. I think that'd probably be the best way to go before we jump to the next step, is just go ahead and finish the bottom of this out. Some of it's getting cut out, but it's more towards the center of the driver's side floor. I'll explain all that later as we go. So for now, thank you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, in-laws, whatever. Thank you. And don't forget to hit that little bell.